Hey everybody, in this video, I'm gonna now just tell you about myself, get you to know me a little bit more on a personal level. And, hopefully, you'll get a better understanding of who I am. Like I said, and just to give you a warning, the vocabulary I use in this video is how I speak normally. I'm not trying to, this ain't stand up, this is not a skit. This is how I actually talk in everyday life. This is how it is. This is how I'm comfortable. If you think it's weird or, we gotta call the police because this does not sound right. Sounds like he got hit in the head and no, this is how I actually communicate in everyday life. But I like for you, the followers or people that could be followers, to know me personally. My name is Bryan C. I'm from Massachusetts. I have an older brother who's 2 years older than me. Fortunately, he's book smart. He's just not street smart. So he is on SSI. We grew up, we loved to watch wrestling, WWE, WWF, WWE, ECW, WCCW, WCW. Loved it, watched it every day. I enjoy playing video games. The only thing done to me and my brother, because I have ADHD, I played a lot of sports, played football, baseball, basketball, hockey. I was really good at hockey. I got an offer to go to go to Canada to play, go to a camp, and I decided to go to college. That was the end of my hockey career. But just to give you on a personal level, favorite movie, and I know you're gonna laugh, is Edward Scissorhands. I don't know what it was. It's just that movie. It took my heart. I love horror movies. I love comedy. Love stand-up. Video games. I like playing more sport games than any other kind of games. Favorite food. You got it. Pizza all day. And just to clarify, I am one of one. I am the only Bryan C. I am the only pizza CEO. And hold on, don't be in uproar why I said I'm the pizza CEO. Pizza chose me. I didn't choose pizza. And if you ever watch my videos and you see the utter completion and the utter joy on my face, and how I am with pizza, and I'm not trying to make it dirty. I want you to understand, and I'm trying to give you an understanding the best I can. My vocabulary is a bit weird, and at first, it's not going to be, you're not going to understand what I'm saying, and I do apologize. I wish I could have some kind of subtitles, but, me and pizza are just one. It is, if the world could be on fire and I'm with pizza, it's just, nothing else matters between me and pizza. What else can I say? Unfortunately, when I was a little kid, my mom was taking my brother to school, and I was with my papa, my father's father, and I was playing on the wrestling figures and watching the Disney Channel. All of a sudden, the TV going, and then he stopped snoring, and tried to wake him up, and he never ended up waking up. And somehow I was able to pull him off the chair and put him on the ground. And then a half hour later, my mom comes home. She's like, "Where's Papa?" And he's on the floor. By the time they rushed him to the hospital, he was brain dead. And that hit me hard because I thought it was my fault. Also, I was really young, and I was in kindergarten, so I wasn't really fully comprehension of what death was and what this all was. Unfortunately, and I I do regret my actions. When I was at his wake, I did slap the shit out of him in his face because I was like, "Yeah, wake up," because I couldn't fathom what I was seeing. That kind of put me in a traumatic distance from everything and everybody, because I was, he's the closest person I was with. He took me everywhere. He took me out to eat. Got my train set, stuff like that, and I thought I did something to him, make him go away. I had my ups and downs emotionally after that. We continue with our life, with the little we have, and now we end up, being the first grandchild to graduate college, even though I was in special ed classes. It kind of upset me a bit because, my grandparents didn't believe I could finish college, graduate college, and I hurt my feelings. It still bothers me to today. I worked my ass off. It's hard. It's hard when someone doesn't believe you can do anything. Oh, your son can't get your fucking license. Guess what? I got my license. Fuck you. Everything they said I could do, I did. And sorry for sounding like a little bitch, but no, everything they said I couldn't do, I did. First grandchild to graduate college, get his associate's degree. All right. It seemed like no matter what I could do, it was never good enough for them. And it was not. It was the special ed classes, all from elementary to middle school, and it was a bit hard for me. I was a bit selective. I wasn't. I don't want people to think like I'm some person that. What's that word? When I hear the word friends, I deflect that from a little bit, not implying that I don't want to be a friend. It's just that I view it as there's levels of friendship, and if we don't get to it, like with me, if you eat pizza with me, you made it to my friend list. I've never had like a large amount of friends. Probably like 5. Probably currently have like 3, which is fine. I'm okay with being by myself. The majority of the time I am by myself. That's just the way it is. I'm okay with it. No, I'm not a serial killer, so relax. I just enjoy my time alone. That's just how I am as an individual. I can go into a group setting. For me to have a conversation, to get me going, you'd have to ask me questions. I'm not just one of those people that just yep. It's just throughout my life, I had my ups and downs. It kind of bothered me though that I had friends when I worked at Market Basket. They're like, "Oh, we should probably stop talking to you and give you time." Like, what the fuck did I do to you? What the hell? That kind of screwed me up. Screwed up a bit. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's hard to explain, and I don't want to have someone more confused than what they actually are right now. I'm a pretty boring person. I don't really go out much. I'm a big New England sports fans. I like going to sporting events. I like going to wrestling. The only thing I've never been to is a Patriots game, and I would love to go to a Patriots game. Just unfortunately, financially, I'm just never there. This is not even my car. My mom's let me use her car so I can do DoorDash. But I'm making this video for people can get to know me as an individual and understand and get to know me on a personal level. My birthday is next month. My birthday is February 11th. I was born in '86. I'll be 40 years old. trying to think what else to say to you. I'm a very picky eater. I don't know why. It's just when we grew up, you know, the weekends was pizza, roast beef, and back to pizza. I wasn't. It's nothing against my parents. It's just that we weren't. I wasn't like in my lifetime. I was like lettuce, tomatoes, all that fresh, healthy food wasn't. That stuff's foreign to me, and still foreign to me right now. I tried it before, and it's just like I can't swallow it. Like honestly, I know it's not real, but I call it my throat matumbo, and he won't let it go down. I do my best to try to eat healthy, and at this time I don't have the time nor the financial flexibility to eat healthy. In and out of the hospital, the whole routine. I know obviously I'm out doing DoorDash, but I figured I make these videos so you guys can get to know me better rather than just think I'm ranting, raving some crazy person on the internet. I have a big heart. I like helping people. I don't like people seeing struggle. Again, I'm not the type of person. I have a certain point where if you keep disrespecting me and stuff like that, my filter goes all the way off, and let's just not get to that point, because it's very brutal, not physically, but the words that I'm gonna throw at you, you're gonna think that let's just leave it there. I grew up, I loved The Mask. That was my second best movie. I've struggled throughout my whole life with expressing feelings. I've gotten better over the years. To answer your question, yes, I do have some psychological diagnosis that I was diagnosed when I was a little kid. ADD, ADHD, OCD, Tourette's, bipolar, manic depressive audio processing disorder. And when I got older, I got diagnosed with cardiovascular disease, 4 stents, microvascular ischemia, FND, lupus. And it's just like, I've been through the ringer, and it's just like, I feel like I've become an asshole just because I felt like the world, like life hates me, and I don't want to be an asshole. I like to be nice to people and talk to people. It's just, I'm gonna be honest, some days I just leave me the fuck alone, please. I don't want to be people thinking that I can't be approachable. I can be approachable. It's just, you gotta understand that I have my days, honestly. Obviously, I'm human. And I don't want people to be deterred from ever coming up to talk to me. I am approachable. I'm a nice guy. I like helping people out. I don't want to see people struggle. I volunteered in the Challenger Little League for 20 plus years. Just very knowledgeable in sports. What else can I say about myself? Yes, as I said earlier, I've been married twice. There's no hard feelings for my first wife, but unfortunately, she, and it's hard for guys to admit this. Yeah, she mentally abused me. You're stupid, the dog's stupid, sports are stupid. She'd wake me up, tell me to go sleep outside, out in the other room, and I kind of fucked with my head a bit. Recently, when I first got diagnosed with functional neurological disorder, because mine looks like a stroke, they have stroke team come in, and there's this asshole. I'm not gonna name him because he's not worth me naming him. I've had 7 different incidents with him. And this should never happen, not even once. Now he comes in. Oh, he has a long history of psych. This is all psych. This is not stroke. That's one. And then I collapsed in the X-ray room. Oh, I saw the name. I didn't even fucking bother coming in. He's psychiatric. And then the third one. Watch out. He assaults people or throws things at people. Number one, I've never, ever attacked anybody. I've never been arrested. There's no benefit of me attacking anybody. The way he had described me, I am now on the fence on trusting any nurse at that hospital. It's just, in my mind, nurses have all nurses out of the back. He's made multiple claims. He's on the spectrum. I've been never diagnosed with being on the spectrum. That kind of bothered me, and it kind of fucked with my head a bit that I've had 7 incidents. And the last one, ready for this? Davenport 9, he comes in. I don't give a fuck about you. And I was like, what am I supposed to do? And it's like, okay, so let's just say, okay, mind you, I have 4 stents. I have cardiovascular disease. I have a leaky valve. I have microvascular ischemia. What happens if I actually have a heart attack? How can I trust these people? And it's not saying I can't, but it's just like, imagine having 7 different individual incidents with a stroke team nurse. And it's just, it mentally fucks you in the head. And I do apologize for using vulgar language. It's just hard to, I'll try my best. It's, again, I'm not trying to don't tell you, with Tourette syndrome, just bear with me. I know this is gonna sound weird. I have a vendetta against ice. I don't ever have ice in my beverage. Ice knows what it did. If people want to know, remember at McDonald's, they used to violate people's sodas with a massive amount of ice. I was drinking my drink, and it became flat. So I have a massive vendetta against ice. Ice will never be in my beverage. And I make a point. I say, I'll go Sprite no ice. Please, Sprite no ice. And it's, that's a big thing for me. I have OCD. This is kind of hard. In my early stages, I had to keep on changing my clothes. If like my shirt didn't match my pants didn't match my shirt, I'd have to change them. Those become dirty. I don't know why. It just did. Trying to think what else to talk about. In my early days, I was able to hold jobs for a long period of time. It just over time, my body couldn't take it anymore, and it's frustrating because I'm only 40 years old. I kind of feel like a failure because after my father died, I haven't been able to take care of the family. So I'm still, the reason why I'm out here, I've been out here for like 24 hours straight, doing DoorDash. I don't want to lose our storage. It's like we owe like $730. My father's buried in there. I don't want to lose that. And before I say what I say, when I was younger, I liked horses, and I remember going to we went to the farm in Beverly, Endicott Park Farms, and the horse ended up kicking me in the fucking nuts. And then my father punched the horse in the mouth. When I went home, I threw all my horse figures away. And then I started looking in the encyclopedia for new animals to be obsessed with, and came across gorillas. And I get it, gorillas could fucking rip my face off. It's just that I had this odd connection with them. Like, I feel like I could hang out with them and eat pizza and watch old cartoons and, just hang out with them. I only have one thing on my my bucket list. I want to get a high five from a gorilla. Again, this is not a skit. This is not stand-up. I actually want a high five from a gorilla. It's just what I want. It would be the greatest high five ever done in history, and that's what I'm hoping to get. And I'm not saying from a wild gorilla, like maybe possibly like going to like a zoo or something, or where the animals friendly, get a high five. That would be the greatest high five ever. Also, which I would also like to do is, my family's from Italy. This is what I meant, like, my name's not common. My papa's father, my day, they had 22 kids in the early 1900s. Only 9 survived. My real last name is Chinami. Over here, it's either Sanami or Sanemi. I don't like acknowledging, even though it's all spelled the same way. The individuals that pronounce it Sanemi are fucking snobs. It's just, they get upset. Like, my mother and the other Sanami were teacher's aide, and she got upset that she got called Sanami instead of Sanemi. It's like, bitch, get over yourself. Like, what is your fucking problem? So, but yeah, it's just, I'm making this video for people have a better understand me. I said my vocabulary is a bit, I would call unique, and I know it's probably people that's not even actual words. Those are actual words. It's just that words that are not generally heard from other individuals. I'm not gonna just throw them out occasionally what the words are. I want to be honest, and I want to show people who I really am. This is what I'm gonna do in my content. I'm not gonna pretend to be someone else. I'm gonna be me, because there's only one of me. And to get back to pizza, I had that individual say, "Oh, well, I'm Pizza CEO. How are you, Pizza CEO?" You have to fully watch my videos and see the other completion. And that sounds weird. You have to view my videos to see in my face that they're trying to sexualize it. It's not. It's just that you gotta see the other completion and piece that's on my face, the smile, and this other. I'm in a different world. Like, there could be people clapping cheeks behind me. It's just me and pizza just want one together, and it's just. I know it sounds weird to people, but this is how I actually am. Love me, hate me, it's okay. Now, if you don't like me, hey, it's okay. You have a good day, buddy. You can talk shit about me. At some point, you're gonna get the unfiltered version of me. But that's only even if I give you the time of my day. And I'm not trying to be rude. It's just that, as I told you, I told my son, listen, you can't, do not allow anybody ever to live rent-free in your head. If you do that, they're just gonna fuck with you the rest of your life. So you need to have the ability to not have them get in there, because if they see you that you don't have any reactions, or they're not gonna bother you anymore. It's gonna show you that you're strong. You're strong-willed, and it's just that there's not. With me, I dissect a lot of things extensively. Like I said, my wife was a struggling drug user. She never tried to pressure me into doing drugs. And with all the traumatic stuff that has happened to me, there was no ever benefit for me to even try drugs. Like, in my mind, so I'm gonna get a temporary drug drug-induced chemical shield to deal with my traumatic issues. And then I have to buy it again. No thank you. So what I was able to do successively, but unfortunately, kind of ruined me health-wise. I would eat massive amount of candy. I would drink A1 sauce because I needed that kick. So that, and I'm not trying to act like I'm a drug user. I will never know what it's like to be a struggling drug user. I don't want people to think I'm comparing my massive amount of candy and sucking down A1 sauce. But that was my kick of choice. I know it sounds weird. This is me. I'm just trying to express who I am as an individual. I don't drink coffee. Can never drink coffee. You could give me $1 billion. I'm gonna tell you, go screw beat feet hard neck. I tried it once. Tastes like so. Here's something for you. So my terminology for coffee is dirty water. There's no fucking flavor you could ever put in fucking coffee to give it flavor. It's just fucking dirty water. End of story. Okay? End of story, period. Don't come in here and try to convince me that, yeah, you can put X, Y, Z. No. Shut it down. Get the fuck out. Beat feet. Mac. Okay? It's dirty water. That's it. Beat feet. Okay, Mac? I had multiple dogs over the years. I had first ever dog was the Shih Tzu, was Willie. He lived till he was 13. 13. Ended up getting jaw cancer. My second dog, I think you guys saw a few pictures, was Oreo Lily. It was a rat terrier, and the reason why I named her Oreo Lily, in my mind, Oreo is a boy's name. So she was a female, so I named her Oreo Lily. She lived till she was 15 years old. Unfortunately, she didn't get to the part where we got into a Section 8 apartment. She lived with us when we were homeless in a hotel. She stopped eating and drinking, and I had to bring her to the vet emergency room where, come to find out, she had stomach cancer. And that hurt me bad, That was my dog. I still miss her today. But no, she lived a good life, She's with her papa, so, it's just, at least she lived a good life. She's very smart. She somehow knew the time of day and what time was to eat, and she when go to the park, she was ready to go. Then we had, obviously, I told you recently, we had Wendell. He was actually my mother, when she worked at Guardian Angels, she had a client that actually owned him for a bit, and what was understanding is that he was found on the streets of Boston, running around, and he was abused. He had PTSD. By the time she got him, adopted him, he was blind. He had no teeth. Prior to him coming to us, he never slept on a bed. Came with us. He slept on the bed the first day. It's like, I ain't fucking going back, bitch. Beat it. Staying here. And she kept calling us, saying, I just want to put him down. Like, no! And I felt like we gave him love, and that possibly gave him extended his life for a few years. We only have one dog left, which is technically my wife's dog, but she's with my mother now, with Maddie May. She's kind of feeling the ill effects of Wendell passing away, but I think she understands that he's in a good place. He's with Willie. No, I'm sorry, with Oreo. I don't want to think that I'm the only one that's dealing with shit. Everybody's dealing with their own shit. And I understand that. So don't take it the wrong way that I'm trying to have a pity party. I'm trying to establish who I am as an individual, and I'm trying to give you, what I've gone through, what I like, what I don't like, you know. Again, if you don't like me, it's okay, you know. If you have hatred for me, it's not gonna bother me. Talk all the shit you want, but if it gets too personal, I'm making it clear. I'm very brutal when my filter's off. I'm letting you aware of that. I don't want to get to that point, because things that I will say is very brutal and very disheartening, and I try to be a nice guy. I try to be understanding. I try to, before I jump to conclusions, I try to analyze both aspects of things. No, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna walk by and think, oh well, they're better. I'm aware that people have their own demons, and every time I see someone panhandling, people front stores, if I have the money, I'll go inside. I might get them a beverage, food, and stuff like that. Well, they're asking me. That's how I am. I enjoy helping people that are in dire need. Not the simplest things, seeing them smile, just, I'm content. It makes me happy. Obviously the world's getting a bit more crazier, and we just have to adapt and shit like that. It's just, I wish my life was better. I wish I could have my own car. Hopefully someday I can get my own car. One of my biggest dreams is to have my own house, which would be great. I just don't think that's ever gonna happen. Like I said, I don't know how far this is even gonna go. I don't even think I'm even gonna be relevant on TikTok or YouTube or stuff like that. I'm being me, and I don't know how substantial that's gonna get me. If that's gonna get me more followers or less followers or anything of relevance. I think I'm not a person of fancy stuff. You're never gonna see me with all blinged out, or have a sports car. Do you know how long it took me to get an iPod? I was walking around with a CD player and a thing full of CDs for so long. My dream car is like a Dodge Durango, purple with black rims. And again, I'm gonna state this: purple is delicious. That's why I like purple. End of story. Okay. Like I said, I'm not here to pretend. I'm here to be honest and respectful. I don't believe in making content, copying other people's content. That's just a waste of time. I'd rather be me and be open and show you my daily activities. I know, obviously, when I go live, I don't really have too many people watching me, which is fine. I don't expect much. My next plan is to hopefully get another phone so I can do content, and I want to be able to get a thing that can hold the phone. Go from there. I would love to get a PO box, and if you guys ever want to send me something, and I can open up and make a video on it, stuff like that. Also, I'm really looking to travel each state to search for pizza greatness. That's my ultimate goal. One day I'm hoping to go visit my family in Italy. What's like going on? I'm not sure. Again, I'm not rich, nor am I famous. Majority of those followers I have on my page, and I don't want people to think that I'm mad. I'm appreciative. That was a once in a lifetime thing that could ever happen. My understanding is he was scrolling through lives and he saw me in a hospital gown and he came on. I didn't expect that when he first came on. I honestly thought it was a scam. I was like, yeah, okay, sure it is. Yeah, beat it. And he popped up and I was like, holy shit. He was a nice guy. He was respectful. We spoke for a little bit. Gave me 2 donations, and he peaced out. I asked him if we could be friends, and he followed me. Do I think we'll ever communicate again? Probably not. This is okay. That I will never forget the moment he came on. He helped me in time of need, and he'll always be. That'll be one of the best moments I've ever had, by none. But I just figured I'd try this and see how it goes. Obviously, so I don't think it's going okay. Maybe it's going okay. I don't know what people actually think about my content. It's what it is. Obviously, it's limited content, but I want people to see me as me, not see me as a fucking character. That's just, I don't have time nor the patience to establish characters. This is me. This is me, how I am in real life. Obviously, the vocabulary that I use, I'm not going to blur them all right now because it's just going to be too much for you. Obviously, it's not really important, but I want people to understand how I talk, how I communicate, how I process things. Because I don't want people to think I'm an asshole. Just because I'm having a bad day doesn't mean I'm not processing and understanding. I don't jump to conclusions. I'm not going to jump and be an asshole and start throwing fists. That's just not something I do. I don't believe in that. There's no reason to. So I hope people like this post. Hopefully people get a better understanding of who I am as an individual. I'm gonna do some DoorDash now. I know I made like 4 videos, and so I'm gonna do DoorDash now. Every time I drive, I should probably do this. I want people to see me. I don't want people to think that I'm doing characters. I know I talk a bit odd. My wording is a bit unconventional. It is what it is. It's just how I talk. I'm not trying to dazzle anything or trying. What you see on my content is how I am in real life. If like I said, I have an individual that subscribes to my YouTube that he asked me to come to Chicago, and I'm hoping to keep that promise with him that I'll go to Chicago to dominate some pizza, and I'll go from there. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna do some. I gotta really do some DoorDash now, and I hope you guys are having a good day. And stay positive. Realize that be you. Don't change yourself for someone else. Stay true to yourself. Stay positive. Stay hopeful. Don't stress too much. It's okay to have a bad day. Because tomorrow's a reset, and just stay positive and know that you're doing the best you can, and don't overstress yourself, because it's just you're gonna get drawn out, and it's just that you gotta stay patient and you keep banging away at what you're doing. And I'm telling you, you're gonna find a better outcome than what you currently is. And I promise you that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a pro or anything. I'm talking from life experiences. Okay. Never change yourself for individuals that don't like you for you. Because if you're not you, then you're not original. You're turning into what they want, and it's just, is it really worth it at the end of the day? If they can't like you for you, tell them to beat feet hard, touch grass, see you later, never again. I'm being me for me. This is how I am, in good days and bad days. I do apologize if I ruffle some feathers. It's just how I am. And it's just, I said, I'm one of one, the only one. Have a good day, guys.